All right, going over the VX-3000 settings software. Let's open it up here. First thing you're gonna see, we have 4 different sections, 4 different levels: end user, advanced end user, installer, and administrator. Each one of these 4 different levels have different access to different parts of the software. So for instance, the end user, this is basic access, mostly for monitoring. What you can do with this is, yes, you can monitor system status, unit status, terminal status, broadcast status. You can view and export log data, the log files, send log emails, online log. But what you can't do with this level is make changes to the system settings, edit broadcasts or times, modify configurations or priorities. So there's many things that you can't do on this level, and that's end user. Moving over to advanced end user now. With this is a step above basic, suitable for daily operation managers. What it can do, you have all end user functionality, edit timer programs, change audio files used in general broadcasting, for example, chimes or announcements, and so on. Modify some basic system settings, and view and manage the internal EV messages. Now, with this, what you can't do is reconfigure system topologies, for example, the units, the zones, the mics, things like that. Access advanced audio settings. So you have no access to the DSP, nothing with Vox, ANC, none of that. You can't modify the emergency broadcast patterns either. So that's really limited with the advanced end user. Now going a step above that, you have the installer. For the installer, this is, yes, as it sounds like, typically for on-site configuration. So what you can do with this, you have all advanced end user functionality. You can configure unit connections, add, remove frames, microphones, channel panel, microphones or control panels. You can set broadcast and control output settings as well. You could assign zone patterns and priorities. You can perform simple system installations. But now some things that you can't do with this is you can't access advanced diagnostic tools. You can't fine-tune surveillance or advanced audio parameters, and you don't have access to the full administrator level internal controls. So now for the max control, you have the administrator. Administrator, full access, typically for system designers or power users. Now what this can do, this can do everything the installer can do. You have access to the surveillance settings, configure Vox and ANC settings, set up emergency broadcast and sequences, manage network area divisions, fault LEDs, and audio network outputs. Full mail notification setup, independent installations, sound calibration, etc. What it cannot do, well, this has full access, so this can do everything. This can do everything that all the other users can do, plus some. And that goes over the different levels from end user to advanced end user, installer, and administrator. All right, looking at the basic settings in the VX-3000. First thing you'll see is the language portion. For here, you select the language that you want to see it in, either that be Japanese, French, Dutch, English, or other. Next, below from there, you have the power supply voltage specification. Your options are 100 to 230. So you pick the closest one for your specification. Below that, you'll find the system name. From here, you can put down the name of your system, if that be East Wing, West Wing, VX-3001, any name. Beneath there, you'll find the common settings. For common settings, you will find the setting and fault
setting and fault detect function. The option for this is either used or unused. The purpose, well, it enables or disables the system fault detection. And what it detects speaker line faults, control I/O errors, and etc. But now, why does this matter? It matters because it's crucial for a system's reliability and compliance with safety regulations. Right, below that, you'll find fault auto reset settings. With this, the purpose is that it controls whether the system automatically clears the fault indicator once the issue is resolved. Why it matters? Because for auto reset, it's good for unintended systems. For manual, it gives operators direct control. As you see here, auto reset and manual. Below that, now you have the general broadcast in case of AC fault. Now, why does this matter? This matters because if you have it, for example, on continue, as we have here, that keeps all audio running but consumes batteries faster. If I change this to stop, for instance, now conserves battery for emergency use only. Now, if I go to only BGM stop, it's the best of both, basically. This keeps important messages but drops non-essential BGM. Next, going below that, you have the setting the behavior by adding zones during the general EV message broadcasting. Now, why does this matter? Well, it's useful for staggered or phase zone activation strategies, essentially. So now going down one more, you have activation timing for related control output. Right over here. Now, why does this section matter? Essentially, it synchronizes external devices with broadcasting timing. Now, once you go below there, you have the use settings for sleep mode. The use setting for sleep mode, the purpose of this, it enables power saving mode while the system is idle. So the reason why this matters is because it reduces power usage in long idle periods, but may cause slight delay when waking up. So that's something to keep in mind. Now below there, we're going into the emergency broadcast function settings, which is everything here. So starting from there, you have the setting for emergency broadcast function. And the purpose of this, is that it enables emergency specific behavior like emergency message playback, priority override, and etc. And why this matters? Well, must be enabled for system integrated with fire alarms or evacuation triggers. So now going down from there, you have the setting and behavior by adding zones during the emergency EV message broadcasting. Now, the reason why this matters is because it allows real-time adapting to zone changes during the emergency. Okay. Now, when you go down from there, you will see the settings for EV message after RM broadcasting. The reason why this matters now is it's useful for tailoring evacuation flow. Mic paging can either override or complement automated announcements. Next, we have the settings for the mode when activation emergency warning broadcast. Now, the purpose of this, it controls how the emergency warnings behave. Why this matters is in some systems, additional modes like force or override may be available. Normal keeps default priority handling, as you see here. Going from there, next we have now the system integration and network options. So the settings for that will be the settings for system combination, which are either not used or used. You'll notice once used, the section here becomes usable. When not used, it's no longer there. So I'll keep that on used for now. And next, below there, you have the settings for using the network area division function right over here. Now, the purpose of this, it allows division of a system into network areas for broadcasting isolation or bandwidth control. Now, why this matters, it increases the reliability and structure in large, complex systems with multiple buildings or network zones. So that can be a huge help. Going over the system combination page for the VX-3000. Here, first thing you will see is the system list. The system list contains the systems that you have added to your system. So right underneath it, you have create new, add existing system, and delete. The create new, the function of this is that it initializes a new system combination configuration from scratch. The use case is when you're starting a new multi-frame system design and want a blank setup to begin with. Add existing system, the function of this now is to add an already configured VX-3000 system from a file or previously saved setting to the current project. The use case in this case is now if you are integrating another site or building that has its own configuration, then that's where this would come in handy. And delete is just removing a system. So if you have a few systems combined here and you wish to remove one from yours, you select the target that you want to remove and you just hit delete. So in this case, if I want to delete number 2, I'm clicking delete. Number 2, delete. That removes it. Now, when it comes to the system names, when you need to change your system names, that now you're going back into your basic setting here and adjusting your system name accordingly. So once you change your system name in basic settings, that system name will reflect here. And the last thing now is your general fault. With general fault, if there's any fault happening with any of the systems that you have connected, the general fault light here will light up, as this will be a live indicator. If there is no fault, then you won't see any lights, and it will look the way it looks now.
Dr. Sound. TOA.